Creativity and cognitive skills among millennials. Thinking too much and creating too little. Organizations crucially need the creative talent of millennials, but are reluctant to hire them because of their supposed lack of diligence. Recent studies have shown that hiring diligent millennials requires selecting those who score high on the cognitive reflection test and thus rely on effortful thinking rather than intuition. A central question is to assess whether the push for recruiting diligent millennials using criteria such as cognitive reflection can ultimately hamper the recruitment of creative workers. To answer this question, we studied the relationship between millennials' creativity and their performance on fluid intelligence, Raven, and cognitive reflections (CRT) test. There is an obvious link between intelligence and executive cognition from the point of view of modern dual process theory. Past literature arrived at conflicting conclusions regarding whether exclusive cognition favors or hampers creative thinking. Dual process theory can reconcile these apparently conflicting findings by positing that creativity may be generated by a mix of type 1 and type 2 processes. It follows that the dual process approach lays out a promising research agenda based on assessing the exact mix of type 1 and type 2 processes that fosters creativity as well as analyzing separately the effect of algorithmic and reflective type 2 processes on creative thinking. In this paper, we analyze how cognitive abilities and cognitive styles relate to convergent and divergent creative thinking. According to the methods that we have used, we have like 150 participants who were students from Chapman University in the USA, who complete a subset of Raven Progressive Matrix test. We used the cognitive style assessment. We measured the participants' tendency to rely on intuition-based reflection using the CRT. The convergent creative thinking, we use a subset of the remote associate test, and the divergent creative thinking. We measure divergent thinking using a variant of the alternate uses task. According to the results, unsurprisingly, we find moderate positive correlation between the number of correct answers in the CRT and Raven test, which suggests that CRT and Raven are not entirely measuring the same cognitive skills. Similarly, the different measures of divergent thinking are significantly except for originality and flexibility. We also find Raven and CRT scores are positively correlated with convergent thinking. However, the relationship between cognitive skills and divergent thinking is more complicated. High level of cognitive ability, Raven, relate positively with originality and elaboration, but negatively with the numbers of answers provided. Finally, we do not find a significant correlation between cognitive styles, CRT scores, and any measure of divergent thinking. Given the conflicting results regarding whether the executive cognition is beneficial or detrimental for creative thinking, we conjecture that there might exist a nonlinear relationship between different measures of creativity and cognition. Thank you for your attention.